Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. My name is Caroline and today we're going to talk about the one thing I really wish someone had told me when I first got diagnosed. Before we get into the video, please don't forget to subscribe to my channel, turn on notifications, like this video, share the video, and of course you can also go follow me on my Instagram that's also called The Art of Being Ill. As you might know, I have multiple diagnoses. When I was 22, I got diagnosed with morbus Crohn, which is an inflammatory bowel disease. And when I was 30, which is only like 4.5 years ago now, I got diagnosed with ADD that had caused me to suffer from depression and anxiety as well. When I was 22 and I first got diagnosed with morbus Crohn, there was not a lot of information about what it means to get diagnosed with a chronic illness. And the one thing that I've learned the really hard way that I really wish someone had taken time to explain to me is how absolutely life-changing living with chronic illness actually is. I was just sent home with medicine. And I don't think I'm the only one, but I used to have this illusion that when I get sick, I go to the doctor. The doctor either fixes me or gives me some medicine, and then, I go on and live a normal life. That turned out to be an illusion that was broken the hard way. In the beginning, I didn't really change anything about my life due to my newly diagnosis. I just kept on working, studying, partying, whatever. And looking back now, that was not the right thing to do. There was a lot of things I could have done that would have made my life a lot easier and my health a lot better. But the problem was that nobody told me about this. Nobody said to me, when you become chronically ill, it becomes your life. And it affects every aspect of your life, okay? It's not just your health it affects. No. It affects your ability to work, your ability to receive an education, your social life, your relationships, your family life, your everything. Everything is going to be affected by this. And whether you like it or not, a big part of your identity is going to be that you are chronically ill. Not because it's all that defines you, but because it kind of have to be in order to be able to live a relatively comfortable life with this illness. But since nobody told me, I spent the first 8 years of being sick more or less in denial. Not really in denial that I was sick, but in denial that it had any significant meaning to my life. And I pushed my body. And because of that, my Crohn's kept going up and down. My mental health was at rock bottom. And it really wasn't until I cracked at 30 years old and fell completely broken to depression and anxiety, found out I had ADD, that I realized I have to change. I have to change the way I live. I can't keep doing this. I have to redefine my entire life, my dreams, my goals, my everything in my life, my way of interacting socially, my level of going out, my, everything. Everything had to change. But it took 8 years and depression to realize that. I learned the hard way. And the saddest thing is, I could probably have avoided having a complete mental breakdown if somebody when I was 22 and was diagnosed with Crohn's disease had told me, this is gonna affect your entire life and I recommend you go see a therapist. If somebody had told me I need help to digest this, I need help to process what is happening to me, I need help to figure out how to live again, especially because I was only 22. You know, when you're 22, you already don't really know who you are. You are already trying to fit into the world. You're already like, you're not 100% together yet. And then they throw a disease in your face. And now you have to find out who you are, what your place is in the world, and what that means when you're chronically. It's like, it was hell. Looking back, I don't know how I survived my 20s. And I really wish that somebody had told me. I wish that it was mandatory for doctors and other healthcare professionals to say, we are going to give you a recommendation to go see a psychologist or psychotherapist or whatever. And there are probably people out there who specializes in, people who suffer from extreme life-changing events such as becoming sick. And they should just give me a list about, a little list, I know you live here, so this is a little bit of list of people who do that. And I will recommend you go see one of them because you have no idea how your life is about to change. And the thing is, would I have gone to therapy if they had recommended that for me and told me about how my life is going to change? Maybe not at first. I'll admit it. Because I was living in this illusion that doctors can fix everything and you just take some medicine, everything's fine. So I probably wouldn't have. But if someone had told me how life-changing it is and they recommend a therapist and thereby had validated a lot of the struggles I had for these 8 years and still have, had said it's normal, you're not supposed to be fixed, you're chronically ill, it's gonna be hard, it's gonna be difficult, you're gonna need all the help you can get, it's life-changing, not necessarily in a good way. Well, not in a good way when you're sick, but if somebody had validated the struggles I went through just by telling me that, maybe I would have gone and seen a therapist sooner. Maybe I would have gotten the mental help that I really needed in order to understand my new life, the new world order for me. And maybe I could have avoided, I would probably still have had ADD, but maybe I could have avoided a complete mental breakdown that broke me. That was the thing I never recovered from. The depression. When I think about what I went through with depression, it's the most terrifying, horrific thing I've ever gone through in my life. And it broke me and I never became the same again. I never came back to old me. It was like I died and was reborn in that period where I had depression. And in many ways it was good because it made me accept that I'm sick. It made me accept that I can't work a normal full-time job, that I need to change my diet, that I need to do this and that, slow living, having a more simple life, not being so social, stop drinking alcohol. Like there was a lot of things that this depression made better in my life because I hit rock bottom and I realized I can't just keep pretending everything is fine. But wouldn't it have been amazing if I had avoided that 100% by actually seeing a therapist before that happened? So I could have done all the same changes just sooner and without having the horrific experience of having a depression and having anxiety. So here's what I want to say. If you're recently diagnosed, or maybe you've been diagnosed years ago, go see a therapist. Seriously. Find someone who specializes in people who have life-threatening conditions or chronic illnesses, or depending on what you have, go see a therapist. Please. You need to talk to someone about what this is gonna mean to you and how it's gonna affect your life. You're gonna need someone to help you accept your new life because it's not easy. And the more you push yourself because you feel like you should be able to do this, you should be able to do that, you should be able to keep up, the more sick you're just gonna get. You need someone who can tell you the truth and who can help you integrate your newly diagnosis into your life, so to speak. Someone who can help you figure out your boundaries, figure out your needs, and help you find a way to live with this. Don't do like me. Don't learn the hard way. There's nothing heroic about it. There's nothing romantic about it. There's nothing good about whatsoever. Don't glamorize hitting rock bottom and then become a better version of yourself, learning more about yourself and your illnesses, and starting to make the necessary changes. There is absolutely nothing heroic, romantic, anything about that. Please go see a therapist. That is definitely my recommendation for you. And what kind of a therapist? I don't really care. Like, whatever you're comfortable with. Just somebody who understands what it's like to be sick. Someone who might be specialized in that. Maybe they have experience. That is the biggest recommendation I can give. And if you know someone who's newly diagnosed, try and talk them into seeing a therapist. Because they will be in denial. They are living in the same illusion I was. The doctor's gonna fix it. And it's heartbreaking when you realize that no, the doctor's not gonna fix it. Nobody is gonna fix it. Nobody is helping you. Nobody is there to save your life so you can be like everybody else. No. It's heartbreaking. I hope you liked the video, and I hope you're gonna take my advice. Just sit back and think, am I really living in my reality after I got diagnosed? Do I know somebody who's definitely not living in reality after they got diagnosed? Maybe a therapist is not such a bad idea. But I will see you next time right here on my channel, The Art of Being Ill. Have a blessed rest of the day.